Good morning. Good morning. I have got to get things in order. Just started the recording. Just started the screen. Looks like we're in good shape. It is Friday. It is 9 a.m. It is the 9th live stream in a row. Now, this week has flown by. I can't really point out to anything that's like, why? Like, why was this week so busy? But it was. We had an odd day yesterday in St. Louis. It was it did this rain and then sleet snow thing, which basically is ice. And so I was supposed to show a house last night and couldn't because it was nasty. Do I show houses in the rain and snow? Yes. Do I want to? Well, last night it was slippery and slushy, and I didn't want to drag my feet through somebody's house. I knew I was going to see him again on Saturday, and this particular house has been on the market for quite some time, so I wasn't really worried about it selling. I think I would have liked to have gone, but I didn't want to, like, here you go. Have you ever taken off your shoes in the situation where it's slushy out? Because that's what you would have had to do. And so you're walking around in your socks, and you got that slush on the bottom. It's just not. Yeah. So anyway, so we had this ice, okay, and I was out. I had to do some things. I had some errands I had to run, so I was out, and I knew what was going on. But I think where I'm going with this was this morning. I got up at like 5:30 or something. I have a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of kind of distractions, but got up at 5:30, and I wanted to make sure that the kid and the wife all had their windshields scraped off. So I got out there. It was like 14 degrees, and I'm scraping windshields, and I got that done. Got back in the house, and we should have a great show today. I think I just jinxed it by saying it. But we should have a really good show. Why should we have a good show? Well, I have managed to have time to look at stuff. Lately, I've been so darn rushed when I get downstairs. I don't have enough time to really get everything I want to in order, but I think we've got something. I think we've got something good today. Now, we're having a few technological issues I can see on my end, which is annoying. And we also have a shirt situation. I think I wore this shirt on like Tuesday. But I was so enthralled with the reading today that I didn't get upstairs in time to change for the show. I'll probably change for the podcast, but I don't know what the podcast is going to be about today. I don't know about you, but maybe you go to work every day and you know that you're not going to get done with everything. Maybe you work at a factory or something, and every day it's just going to be the same. I am so far behind on stuff, and like I said, I got up at 5:30, and there's so many things I want to do in life. Like, I have a guitar, I have an electric guitar. I used to get started, but right now honestly I get up and I start working, and I just don't ever I just wear myself out. About 8:00 at night, I'm done, and I don't know if that happens to you, but you could say, well, you should work long. Well, I've already been working since like 7. 7 to 8 is, 12, 13 hours a day? That's tough. So today, we have some stuff going on. And it's not good. Like, not bad, but just, it's not going to be the day that I need it to be. Tomorrow, there will be a live stream. I cannot guarantee there will be a podcast. I have to show houses straight from like 2 to maybe 5:30 or 6. I even have some. I have the sense that I'll be showing houses on Sunday as well. I don't know. Just have to take it as it comes. So many buyers, so few houses. Not a good situation. I even had somebody put their interest or put their email in the put their email in my website. I had a lead on the website. I don't ever get a lead on the website, so I was like blown away. Now, here's one of the joys of being a real estate broker or real estate agent. You'll have times where you're wanting to go do stuff, you're wanting to go help buyers and sellers, but there's nobody around. And then you get in a situation like I'm in right now where I have a lot of buyers. And so it's going to take me it's going to, like, my weekends are over now until I get through this. Inspections and stuff typically happen in the morning, but you know what? We're going to power through it. I will live stream. I will live stream daily. I just don't know when all the time. I'd like to do it every day at 9. But let's be honest, it's not like everyone's showing up at 9 o'clock for the live stream. I mean, most people are kind of coming and going. So I just don't know. I'm very irritated. I have this tech issue that I can see going on in the background, and it's like I can't fix it right now. So I won't. I'm done. I'm done looking at it, done paying attention. How are you? How are you? How are things going with you? So much news, so much going on. It's just hard to keep track of it all. Hard to take a breath and just relax. Let's do that for a moment. So take a deep breath. Yes. Just one moment. Just get some air and feel good about things. I think we'll get started. With articles, and we'll just get going. And the first one is not something I'm proud of, not something I want to make fun of, not something I want to mock, but something that I want to go over because in my lifetime this has occurred more than once, and I just wanted to go over it. So here we go. All right. This was there were how many searches were there? There were 200,000 searches about this. There's a video. I don't want to see a woman die. Okay. It's not something pleasing to me. It seems disrespectful. It says video shows moments before woman 32 broke free from security and jumped off Carnival Valor cruise ship into the Gulf of Mexico to her presumed death after incident in hot tub. Search is called off. Now, couple things. One, you shouldn't jump off the railing of a cruise ship. Like, I don't think people realize how far down the water is. Now, two, people can have like mental issues due to like medicine, or just like the wiring's not up there right, something's not going well, and people die in weird ways all the time, and it's hard to kind of put it in its right space. As an example, a friend who I went to high school with, her son, she had twins, and one of her sons committed suicide this week, which it's terrible. This is, and it's been in the back of my mind, since I found out about it. And then you have this sort of oddity where this woman just jumps to her death. Now, we don't know if she did it on purpose yet. We don't know what the reason is. All we know is that the person's dead. So anyway, let's keep plowing through here. It says 32-year-old woman went overboard on the Carnival Valor after a struggle with cruise ship security. The footage shows 3 security guards onto the holding the frantic woman's arms behind her back as she appears to resist. She's heard screaming out the name Alicia as the guards help her up a flight of stairs and off of the pool deck. Shortly after being escorted off of the deck, she allegedly broke free from the guards and jumped off the 10th floor of the ship and into the ocean. The Coast Guard searched about 2,514 square miles for 14 hours before suspending their search for the woman at 5:37 on Thursday. So this is a terrible, terrible situation. I don't wish it on anyone. So it says new video shows a woman struggling with cruise ship security moments before she allegedly jumped off the balcony and vanished into the Gulf of Mexico. The footage shows 3 security guards on the Carnival Valor holding the apparently frantic woman's arms behind her back. She was not handcuffed despite prior claims from passengers. Now, a couple things. One, on the cruise ships, like the last time I was on one, I didn't notice security at all. But I just feel like something's changed in the cruise ship industry. Like at least once a year you hear someone who throws their husband off the ship or something, or someone's always dying. When there were the outbreaks of the pandemic, we had this terrible situation where, it's just not good. It's not good. Now, I personally enjoyed the cruise that I was on, but I don't understand this. So anyway, she's heard screaming out the name Alicia as the guards help her up a flight of stairs and off of the pool deck after an alleged hot tub incident. Now, I'm trying to understand what would be a hot tub incident. Like, what could you have possibly done in the hot tub that would get you thrown off, like security to come at you? Like, what did you do? What did you do? Okay. So then, shortly after being escorted off the deck, the 32-year-old woman allegedly broke free from the guards and jumped off the 10th floor of the ship and into the ocean. Now, I think we've all been angry and we've all been scared. It would be hard to, I'm not trying to make a joke. It would be hard to run away from security on a ship, I would think, because you're kind of stuck on the ship. So this woman jumping off the ship, that didn't go very well. I don't know. That would be something that I would say, though, is don't try to get off the ship. Don't try to get off the ship by jumping off of it, ever. That's never a good idea. And then it says, her leap was not shown in the video, but passengers told Fox 8 that she hit the side of the boat before hitting the water face first. Shocked passengers are seen rushing to the edge of the ship as crews tossed life preservers and flares to mark her position in the water. The passengers claim the woman disappeared soon after. Now, you're on this ship, okay? You're trying to relax and you're on vacation and someone is being held by security, then they run away off the ship. That really screws up your vacation, I'm thinking. The woman was traveling on the Carnival Valor with her husband on a 5-day cruise to Mexico that departed New Orleans on Saturday. The Coast Guard has since suspended. So now they don't, this woman's presumably passed away. She's calling for this Alicia. She jumps off of the ship. I'm not going to show the video. I'm just not. I don't really. I'm not happy about the story, but 200,000 people knew about it. I didn't know about it until today. Security got her out of the hot tub, Whenever they got her to take her into custody, apparently she was upset and went over the rail, a witness said. Security tried to calm her down, and she was belligerent toward them. They had to restrain her because she was combative. She broke loose and flipped herself over the side. Some man or woman, Averinis, a retired law enforcement officer, claims another eyewitness told him she saw blood and jerking motions after the woman went overboard. She said it looked like a seizure, and I said that might have happened with a head injury. Now, I don't know. I didn't know about the flares either. Did you know about that? Like if you go overboard and they know it, they throw out flares. Let's learn something new. U.S. Coast Guard officials say the incident occurred on at-sea day as the ship began its route back to New Orleans after having visited ports of call in Costa Maya and Cozumel. The woman went over around 2:28 p.m. Wednesday, 150 miles offshore of southwest Pass, Louisiana. Crew members attempted to mark her location, and the ship circled around for several hours before the Coast Guard took over the search and rescue mission. And that's kind of interesting too. I don't understand planes and whatnot, but clearly security knew the woman jumped off of the boat. Okay. And clearly people knew about this. Okay. So they probably call the captain and be like, hey, we got a man overboard. Okay. So then, I don't know. Why did it take an hour? Several hours. You're only 150 miles off the coast of Louisiana at this time. It says the Carnival Valor appeared to resume its route and return to dock in New Orleans around 10 a.m. Thursday. That's good. It's a bad situation. The Coast Guard, assisted by its air crew, we already went over that. The decision to suspend a search and rescue case is never one we come to lightly. We offer our deepest sympathies to the family during this difficult time. Well, there you go. She's right there, and they have to get there. Carnival claims, see now, I don't understand this. Carnival claims their care team is providing support to the woman's husband as well as her family. Well, could you go with Carnival is? If they are? I mean, obviously, if you send a text, that's not really that helpful, or a tweet. But this is a terrible situation. It's unclear if other family members were on board the ship with the couple. And then it says, meanwhile, the Valor, which carries 2,980 guests and 1,180 crew members, has apparently departed on its next voyage, 4-day cruise to Mexico. It's literally going to go back to the same place again. It says, according to cruisemapper.com, the ship left New Orleans around 5:30 Thursday and is scheduled to return to port on Monday morning. I just don't know. Now, I'm asking you. I don't know the cruise ship game, okay? I don't. What? Do you think that it's just Carnival? Do you think it's is the company responsible for this death? I'm not, and I don't mean, I'm not accusing. What did they what did they do wrong? What was the incident? And where was security going to take this woman? It's a very odd situation. This is a very odd story, and I brought it to you because of that. I don't want you to think I'm being glib. I'm just blown away by this. So that's that story. Now, we've got another story. This had more than 1 million views, and I have gotten sucked into this, and you know it because you've been watching with me. So we've been talking about this lady, figure skater. She's 15, and now we've got, she didn't do very well in her skate around, her skating match. Let's take a look. It says, I got nothing on the name, wins figure skating gold as Valieva collapses. Okay, and I guess this is her. I don't know. A Russian woman was standing atop the figure skating podium at Beijing Games on Thursday night It just wasn't the one anyone expected. Even the fact that there was a podium was surprised. That's exactly right. They had said that if this woman wins, they will not have a podium celebration. Anna, okay. We're going to go with Anna S. for the article. The overlooked world champion, well, it's kind of weird that she'd be overlooked if she was a world champion, delivered a clean performance in her free skate at Capitol Indoor Stadium to win a stunning gold medal. Not just any gold medal, a stunning gold medal, while teammate Kamila Valieva, at the center of the latest Russian doping controversy, tumbled out of the medals altogether with a mistake-filled end to her Olympic dream. Mistake-filled end to her Olympic dream? She's 15. It's not, 4 more years is 19. She's not going to be able to be I don't know. I still haven't realized that my Olympic Games have ended. I just know that I skated clean, said S, who was second behind Valieva after the short program. I'm so happy that I still haven't realized the result. That's kind of weird because you won. You would think that the medal ceremony would allow you to realize that you have won. Anyway, S, as we're calling her, landed both of her quads to finish with 255.95 points, edging out another teammate, Alexandra Trusova, who landed five somewhat shaky quads of her own. So the second place woman had 5 quads. The winner had 2 quads. The point system in figure skating, as we've noted, is really confusing. Trusova finished 4 points back in second place, but wasn't pleased with the judges, especially given the overwhelming difficulty of her program. Well, I feel like that makes sense. She did 5 shaky quads. I don't feel like the shaky part was the good part. But this other woman did 2 in 1. In tears, the 17-year-old Trusova cried out ringside after learning of her silver medal, "I hate this sport. I won't go onto the ice again." Trusova then shouted invectives, I don't even know what that means, at her controversial coach, Atiri Tutbrizidze, with whom she split before returning to last May. Why is the coach controversial? And then the same figure skater who performed to Cruella from the movie soundtrack finished her tirade by extending her middle finger while holding her plush Bing Dwen mascot on the awards podium. Wow. She is not happy. It wasn't clear whether Trusova was flipping off her coach, the judges, or the entire world. Okay. I'm not happy with the result, she said. There is no happiness. Well, clearly. Clearly. Kaori Sakamoto of Japan was happy. She took bronze to break up an expected Russian sweep of the Olympic podium. Which is odd because they weren't going to even have a podium if the one girl won. I don't have the big jumps as others would have, which is a big handicap, said Sakamoto, who may not have the 4-rotation quad in her arsenal, but whose artistry was virtually unmatched. That means I have to perfect elements. She did Thursday night too, just like S. Wow. Her artistry was virtually unmatched. Man. I don't even know what to think. With the fewest quads among Tutbrizidze's quad squad, the 17-year-old Russian instead relied on back-to-back clean programs with peerless artistry and unmatched skill. It culminated in her free skate Thursday night when Sharapova landed her opening quad flip triple toe loop combination and never looked back. We're talking about figure skating here. This is unbelievable. Landed her open quad flip triple toe loop combination and never looked back. She followed Edina Sotkanova and Elena Zagitova in giving her country 3 straight women's figure skating gold medals. Now, I was not aware of that. The importance of this is so huge that I cannot fully understand it yet. I still haven't realized that the competition has finished and this is the result. I haven't understood what has happened. I don't know if there's a language barrier. I mean, you're standing there, presumably on a podium, and you're like getting the gold medal. Your teammate from Russia is flipping the bird to anyone that will pay attention to her, and then she's cursing at her coach and then screaming invectives, which we're going to have to look. I'm going to look that up. I don't know what an invective is. Denunciatory or abusive language. Vituperation. A denunciatory or abusive expression of discourse. Vehement denunciation and utterance of violent censure or reproach. Also a railing accusation. Vituperation. Was she screaming? Well, let's go back to that in a minute. But meanwhile, Valieva was inconsolable in the kiss and cry area. There's a kiss and cry area? Really? The 15-year-old phenom was heavily favored to win gold, but is headed home with nothing from the women's program and a looming investigation into her positive drug test. Valieva was shaky on an opening quad salchow, then stepped out on a triple axel and fell altogether on a quad toe loop, triple toe loop combination. Valieva fell again on her other quad toe loop, keeping her from completing that combination, and spun out on another jump late in the program, though by that point her fate was sealed. She did not speak to reporters after a performance that made S look all the better. In tears, the 17-year-old Trusova cried out ringside after learning of her silver medal. "I hate this sport. I won't go to the ice again." She then shouted invectives at her controversial coach. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the AP, okay? They're better riders than I am. Like, would she have been shouting expletives? Would that have made more sense? Yes. Yes, it would have. So, I mean, look, women's figure skating, I mean, they're not messing around. I'm going back to here because look at all the drama associated with this. I mean, the 15-year-old, everyone said she's the greatest figure skater ever. And then they found out she had this drug in her system that may have been a response from another drug or not. Okay. And then they said, well, because she's only 15, it's not necessarily her fault that she's got this in her system. So we'll let her skate for the Olympics. And then like, there's universal condemnation amongst the figure skating community that says, hey, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, there's all kinds of cheating going on in any sort of Olympics, but this, we cannot tolerate this. So she's shunned The greatest figure skater in history is shunned by the community. Now, we don't know about the Russian contingent. Was she shunned by them? I mean, invectives being shouted, the bird being flipped. I mean, now this is stressful. This is stressful. Now, have you ever done something? I think they call it rage quitting. So back in the day, we used to have football on like Madden football. I think it was Madden, and you'd be like, and this is probably on the PlayStation 1 or 2. So like, if you're losing, what you do is you pull the plug on the game, and then you're angry because the person's cheating or they're just beating you. Rage quit. I don't know if that happens anymore. I haven't played a video game in a number of years, but maybe this, and I think the second place, like, this is just me. Now, I didn't watch any of this. I'm not going to spend my time watching this, but it may be just me, but the winner did 2 quads. My understanding. The second place woman, who's very angry, she did 4 or 5. I don't remember. It's not that important. The point is, she did more than the other one. Now, the article goes on to say that they were shaky performances, shaky quads. Now, I don't know what to make of that. Like, now this is, again, my knowledge of figure skating is not really that great, but what is the competition at the end of the day? Like, what are we doing? Like, how do we win the game, right? We're playing the game of figure skating. Now, I don't understand the scoring. A while back, we had I forgot her name already, but she got a 65 score. And I remarked at the time, I don't know if that's any good. We have a score introduced here is 255. Seems higher than the 60 some odd score that the other woman got. Gold. Her last name was Gold. I don't know, like, if the goal is how many quads one can do during a performance, then the second place competitor clearly won that award. Like, that's obvious because she did more than the other people. But what's not obvious is, what's the criteria for winning the event? Like, to please the judges, I understand that, but if you did more of these moves, is that more enjoyable than? And then the second place girl is the world championship. Okay. No, maybe it's I'm sorry. The first place, the gold winner, was a world champion. And like, she wasn't even the favorite. Now, did all this noise around Valieva, the 15-year-old, did that cause her to skate poorly? I don't know. What I do know is that we don't know how many quads she was going to attempt. Would it be somewhere in between 2 and 5? So 3.5 quads? Like, to win, did you have to do a quad? It seems that way. You had to perform 1 quad at least. I just don't. I mean, my understanding of figure skating, again, limited, is like they come into St. Louis in like the Nestea Ring of Champions or something. Somebody sponsors them, and people buy tickets, and then you go watch these figure skaters. And I don't know. Sometimes they're like, oh, they get the crowd into it, and like people are dancing and whatnot and clapping, and it's, I mean, okay. And then it's wholesome, I would think. But now, this second place competitor, Trusova, with her flipping the bird to everyone, and I don't know that's not it stops being wholesome at that. Crying and carrying on. There's a kiss and cry. I don't know if they have that in the local competitions. A kiss and cry booth or section. I feel uncomfortable with the idea that you're a world-class performer, and so like you get done with your performance and then you go to a designated area to kiss and cry. Like I just don't understand. Like, I don't watch football anymore. Okay? But I don't see like when you lose the football game, there's no kissing and crying section. Now I've seen competitors cry in many sports, like basketball. The guy misses the last shot and he's inconsolable. Some tears of happiness. But a whole section devoted to kissing and crying, to me, seems odd in a sporting event. And I mean, like, no offense put forth, but like bobsledding. Let's use Olympic sports. Is there a kiss and cry section for the bobsledders? And there's that other sled thing that's not a bobsled, but you go down on your back and it's like, that's crazy. It's just odd to me. Like, and then what does that say about figures? Are they all criers and kissers? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, because it seems to be singled out to just this one group of people. Figure skaters. Women. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. There's a dude kiss and cry section. I mean, I get it. Like, let's see. When have I've never really cried about anything in real estate as far as like selling a house. I've been angry, been sad, but we haven't set up a designated area for me to kiss and cry. I don't even think, like, this is me, but like workplace safety violation, or how is that like legal? I don't know. Let's move on. Well, let's look at some houses. Now I'm very excited about this. We've got, I almost made an error and you guys fixed it for me. Thank you. Let's get back here. Let's get to our, boy, somebody just attacked my website again. Let's get to our listings for the day, our luxury listings. Going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you know what? It didn't disappoint. We were disappointed by St. Louis. Let's not kid ourselves. I was disappointed by yesterday's too. I don't remember where we were, but oh no, it was St. Paul. I was more disappointed by that because the houses looked great on the outside, but nothing on the inside. Here we go. We've got 3 homes. We're just going to pick the top 3. Sotheby's has 1 listing. Howard Hanna has 1 listing. And Coldwell Banker Realty has 1 listing. $4.9 million. 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 11,782 square feet on a 1.2 acre lot. Let's take a look. 25 pictures. See, now that is cool. I'm good with that. 141 days on the market, built in 1920 with a 4-car garage. Let's look at the property history. Oh, just listed on 9/30/2021. This classic revival style home is a landmark Pittsburgh residence. The home underwent a complete restoration with the entire infrastructure overhauled. The design blends aesthetic beauty with refined function to evoke a graceful and modern environment. Neutral finishes complement the vintage glass and lighting. Despite the home's size, the rooms flow with ease and light pours in from the many windows. Iron doors open to the elegant vestibule. The grand entry leads to the living room, dining room, library, bar, and kitchens with access to the exterior grounds. Meal prep is simple in the functional main kitchen and an adjacent serving kitchen. Casual living is enjoyed in the family room off the main kitchen. A 3,000 square foot addition was added for guest quarters, pool amenities, and a 4-car garage. Resort Oasis feels await in the private yard with in-ground pool, covered patio, and pool kit. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a pool kit is. The residence is complete with 6 bedrooms, office, 6.1 baths, conservatory, breakfast room, elevator, 2 laundries, architectural antique lighting included. Wow. So the house looks good to start. I think it looks good. That is a beautiful entrance. That is a beautiful foyer. So far, we're very, very happy. Went a little contemporary on the design. Look at that floor. That's interesting. So they kind of went contemporary with their styling in this classic style home. And there's the elevator, I think. I mean, that is beautiful. Now, I'm not. I'm a little. I'm not. I'm a little. I've not seen a toilet with no tank on it. Beautiful pool. Beautiful look. There's your garage with the addition. This here, that's the garage with the addition. Okay, this listing by Susan Silversmith. One of the best listings I've ever seen. I mean, seriously. That was how you do it. That was how you do it. Shame that shame that she hasn't sold it yet. She deserves to sell it. Everything about that listing was perfect with the pictures, perfect with the description. And you know that I don't say that very often, if ever. That was well done. Congratulations to her. 4.4 million, 9 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 14,000 square feet on 1.4 acre lot. Now, these are in the same street. 1145 Beechwood, 1160 Beechwood. This house is $500,000 asking price more, smaller acreage lot, and smaller square footage. But perhaps this home that we're going to look at now for 4.4 million isn't as fixed up, isn't as nice on the inside. Let's see how this listing compares to the woman's listing in the first house. So we got 244 days on the market. That's not great. 25 pictures. Pittsburgh is a place where they don't mess around with 100 pictures, which I'm thrilled by. 3-car garage built in 1905. Property history. It's been a little spotty. It started being listed in 2019, and it's just kind of sat around. Let's look at the property details. All right. You know what? It's not too much. Let's read it. Dating back to 1905, this stately residence is set amid a mature foliage, offering unmatched privacy on 1.4 acres in Pittsburgh's East End, known as the Kelly House. It was designed by Pittsburgh architectural firm McClure and Spar and constructed by Henry Schenk and Company. I'm John Schenk. That's Henry Schenk. The front door opens to reveal a marble vestibule with leaded glass windows, which leads to a grand entry hall boasting marble flooring, ornate moldings, and pillars carved from quarter-sawn oak. Original plasterwork adorns many ceilings, and pocket doors provide privacy to rooms on the main level, many of which are home to exquisite built-ins and cozy fireplaces. The eat-in kitchen is equipped with granite countertops and high-end appliances. Upstairs, the master suite boasts a sitting room and an elegant marble bath, while the third level has its own bedroom, suite, and laundry facilities. A sprawling finished lower level is home to a media room, gym, and wine cellar, truly a home to be appreciated by the most Discerning buyer. Okay. Okay. So we got to, so this is when you walk in. This is when you walk in. Now the style is completely different than the first house. Not as a criticism. I mean, it's pretty darn. I mean, look, we're not there. Like the pictures are not. I mean, the woodwork in this home is unbelievable, and we're not there to fully appreciate it. The kitchen's terrible compared to the other house. I mean, just terrible. Can't stand it. I wish it would go away. I don't like the wallpaper. Okay. Well, now we're going to go with no pictures. Okay. I'm going to refresh it. Going to refresh it. See if that helps. And we're going to go backwards. Well, that's interesting. Like a wine cellar, liquor area. This is the basement, I'm sure. Bathroom. That's a nice bedroom. I don't like that. I'm not into the wallpaper like this. And I don't like the bathroom. I love that carpet though, if that is indeed carpet. Yeah. There's the elevator. Okay, so I mean, regardless of price, okay, if you look at this house and you look at this house, I just want to check my chat. I mean, the question is for $500,000, can I make this house, which has gorgeous features, into this house? That's the question I have. Let's look at this final house. 15206 is apparently the zip code to be in if you live in Pittsburgh. This is the Sotheby's listing, 2.988 million, 7 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 9,286 square feet on a 1.84 acre lot. So the largest lot of them all. I mean, that style of architecture is impressive. Built in 1880. I mean, that's just gorgeous. 7 days on the market. Monthly payment was a mistake. Listed in... Let's say it's been listed in 2020. Okay, they haven't had an actual recorded sale since 1994. But let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Let's say that they rented it out or they sold it to a couple other people and then it's not been that big a deal. I mean, it's a beautiful house, okay? Like, let's look inside. So 48 pictures, it's a little bit too much for me. Obviously, these pictures were taken in the spring or summer because it's in Pittsburgh right now. It's probably like 4 degrees. I mean, that is cool. It's a landmark home. I mean, it's cool. That's not cool. That's the kitchen. That is a beautiful staircase. It's funny to me how things, like how look at that ceiling, how we perceive things over time. Like kitchens were just not a big deal before. And it's a beautiful room. Okay. I mean, goodness. I mean, just so much going on. I would like a shower. A bathtub's not going to cut it for 2.98 million. There's your shower. Not going to cut it. A beautiful home. A museum-like home. You can see like it's just on its own. Let's see the property details, see if they're any. No, too much. Too much. I just don't know. I mean, that's an impressive house. Let's get to some articles. Now, the first article I want to preface this. It says record high prices and record low inventory make it increasingly difficult to achieve homeownership, particularly for Black Americans. Now, when I was growing up, we didn't say Black Americans. That was considered offensive. It was African Americans, I was told. Like, I didn't get the memo. Okay, I don't know what the proper term is. I'm just going based on what is being written. So please try not to get mad at me for what I read someone else write in this day and age. Is that fair? I mean, I don't want to be offensive to any group. But I mean, whatever. So my interest in this article was the record high prices and record low inventory make it increasingly difficult to achieve home ownership, particularly for a certain group. And I find that to be a little racist all the way around. So this is my own thought, though. I mean, I'm not going to look at the key highlights because I wanted to see kind of more into the article here. I didn't want to I don't know how to explain it. The surging residential real estate market of the last 2 years has led to record high home prices and record low inventory. This simultaneous double trouble has made it increasingly difficult for consumers, particularly Black Americans, to achieve home ownership. The Double Trouble of the Housing Market report examines the impact on rapidly escalating home prices and diminishing housing inventory as housing affordability. Unlike previous affordability research and indices, NAR and Realtor.com considered affordability for all income groups, accounted for the affordability of homes currently available for sale instead of homes that have already sold, and provided affordability data by race for the 100 largest U.S. metro areas. Nationally, more than 400,000 fewer affordable homes are available for sale for households earning $75,000 to $100,000 when compared to the start of the pandemic. For that same income group, there's one affordable listing available for every 65 households, a significant drop in the availability from one affordable listing for every 24 households in 2019. Well, if you can make $75,000 to $100,000 a year, you should be able to afford a pretty decent home. The total home evaluation across the country is estimated to have been risen by $8.1 trillion from the first quarter of 2020 versus the end of 2021. However, this sizable increase in real estate values was not accompanied by a rise in home ownership, as the ownership rate remained at approximately 65%. Prices went up, but the rate of home ownership did not. That's what they're saying. The housing wealth gain has been sizable over the past 2 years. However, due to the ongoing inventory shortage and rising interest rates, home ownership attainment will become especially challenging unless drastically more housing supply is available. I'm not discounting that thought. For households with higher incomes, such as expensive metro areas, San Francisco, San Jose, Washington, D.C., for example, surprisingly are more affordable than before the start of the pandemic due to increasing incomes and lower mortgage rates. Since 2019, household incomes rose 15% and 13% respectively in San Jose and San Francisco. However, while some households in these markets can afford to buy a greater share of homes, fewer options exist as the result of record low inventory. For example, households earning $100,000 to $125,000 in the San Francisco metro area can afford to buy 180 fewer homes now compared to December 2019. For households in San Francisco earning 125 to 150,000, there are about 300 affordable homes available than in December 2019. Now, I'm not criticizing them, but I don't think they understand how many people don't make $100,000 a year. Like, that's a good number. In general, an increase in salary makes housing more affordable to a buyer. But due to the reductions in inventory over the past few years, today's buyers in large tech markets can actually afford a smaller number of homes than they could 2 years ago despite an uptick in wages. The low inventory challenge is particularly acute for some racial and ethnic groups who have faced greater hurdles to home ownership, stemming from other things, lower incomes as a group. I'm okay with that thought, but has anybody looked at inflation and how that is affecting home prices? I don't think wage growth is rising as quickly as inflation has. A significant and persistent racial homeownership gap exists in America. Now, that could be, to me, that could be explained by different cultural habits. It could be explained by any number of things, but whatever. We'll go with whatever they say. It says, since 2017, annual home ownership rate for white Americans has remained comfortably above 70%. However, the home ownership rate for black Americans has been slightly above 40%. Now, I don't know if that's 40% of all black Americans. I don't really know the statistics and how they're doing it, but it says nearly 30 percentage points lower. NAR and Realtor.com analyzed housing affordability by racial group to help explain the differences in home ownership. Nationwide, 35% of white households and only 20% of black households have incomes greater than $100,000. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Approximately half of all homes currently listed for sale are affordable to households with at least $100,000 in income, and substantial variances in affordability exist by metro area. Moreover, the home ownership market, or the home ownership rate, has been around 50% for all households in the expensive metro markets. And therefore, it's becoming nearly impossible to afford a home, especially for black households. At the same time, there are affordable markets that still provide opportunities to achieve home ownership as inventory at affordable price points is reasonably available. So it says, I don't know. It just feels like they're kind of going in a direction that they want to. Says NAR and Realtor also identify, NAR is National Association of Realtors, identified top 10 most affordable housing markets for black households. That comes across as racist because you're saying if you're black, you should live here. In alphabetical order, the markets are Akron, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Birmingham, Alabama, Dayton, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, McAllen, Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Toledo, Ohio, and Youngstown, Ohio. In these metro areas, black households can afford to buy homes roughly in proportion to their income distributions. I mean, this is a terrible report. To increase the nation's housing inventory, NAR is advocating all levels of government to include funding for affordable housing construction. I don't think, again, we're not doing the right definition of affordable. Preserve, expand, and create tax incentives to renovate distressed properties, convert unused commercial space to residential units, and encourage and incentivize zoning reform. I agree with that one. Moreover, expanding new home construction by an additional 550,000 units a year for 10 years would create 2.8 million new jobs and generate more than $400 billion in economic activity. I just don't know. The market is not very affordable for people. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. And I also don't think, look, I don't, if you are black, as this article says, black, and you're making more than $100,000, I feel like you can buy a home. I don't think it's any different than if you're white and make over $100,000. I suspect you can buy a home. If you, so I don't understand this. I don't understand this paper. I don't understand the headline versus what the article said. It seemed to me the article said that, look, if you make X amount of dollars, it's not enough in certain urban markets, but you should be fine other places. What do you think on that one? I'm going to stretch. Oh, that felt good. Okay. Well, let's look at the next article, because I thought that was kind of interesting. It says, housing sentiment is down. And I was like, gee, I wonder why. This will be the last article we do today. I'm very angry with my tech situation. I will probably scream invectives at it. That's the way I'm supposed to do it. This is from Fannie Mae. Housing sentiment drifts lower as affordability constraints sharpen. Yes. Younger households grow particularly pessimistic. Good time to buy measure hits all-time low. I'm experiencing this with my buyers this morning before I even went on the air. Went on the net. I had a home buyer say, look, these prices are ridiculous. Is this the right time to buy a home? And I'm like, the right time to buy a home is whenever you think it's the right time to buy a home. If you're trying to time the market, maybe that's not the best plan, because we never know. These people have also sat out of the market for the last 4 years. So it's like it was too expensive back then. So anyway, Fannie Mae's home purchase sentiment index decreased 2.4 points to 71.8% in January, its lowest level since May of 2020, as affordability constraints continue to weigh on the housing market. Now, I would like to know if it's not affordability, what would be the main question or the main component of the home purchase sentiment index? Overall, 4 of the index's 6 components decreased month over month, including components measuring consumers' perceptions of the home buying and home selling conditions. Like, they should just give us the 6. In January, a survey's record low 25% respondents reported that it's a good time to buy a home, compared to the 69% of consumers who reported that it's a good time to sell. Consumers also reported greater concerns about job stability and the future path of mortgage rates. Year over year, the index is down 5.9 points. Consumer sentiment towards housing softened further in January, as affordability and supply constraints continue to limit home purchase opportunities, particularly among younger households. Younger consumers, more so than other groups, expect home prices to rise even further, and they reported a greater sense of macroeconomic pessimism. Additionally, while the younger respondents are typically the most optimistic about their future finances, this month their sense of optimism around their personal financial situation declined. All this points back to the current lack of affordable housing stock, as younger generations appear to be feeling it particularly acutely, and absent an uptick in supply may have their homeownership aspirations delayed. On the whole, the latest HPSI results are consistent with our forecast of slowing housing activity in the coming year. So their I'd say argument, but they're not like fighting argument. Their belief is that because the home purchase sentiment index is lower, that will slow, that is forecasting a slowing of the housing activity. My thought would be, I'm sorry, excuse me, my nose is itchy. My thought would be, look, people don't want to buy houses when they're too expensive. So to me, that's the situation. It's got nothing to do with forecasting anything out. And when I say too expensive, I don't know the relative value of a home in comparison with one's wages. Okay. To me, it seems like a greater percentage of income is being spent on the home than in years previous, whether because it's required or not. So my thought is that will slow housing activity, not some sort of sentiment. My idea is the price is the only thing that causes the slowing of the housing market. Good, bad, here, okay. Home purchase sentiment index component highlights. Fannie Mae's home purchase sentiment index decreased in January by 2.4 points to 71.8. HPSI is down compared to the same time last year. I'm not going to read the full research report because it's going to be dry and I can't get through it. But good or bad time to buy. Percentage of responses say it's a good time to buy a home decreased from 26% to 25%, which is 1%. I'm not really that upset about it. While the percentage who say it is a bad time to buy increased from 67 to 70%, so that's 4. As a result, the next share of those who say it's a good time to buy decreased 5 percentage points month over month. Good or bad time to sell. The percentage of respondents who say it's a good time to sell a home decreased from 76 to 69%, while the percentage who say it's a bad time to sell increased from 17 to 22%. As a result, the net share of those who say it's a good time to sell decreased 12 percentage points month over month. Home price expectations. The percentage of respondents who say prices will go up in the next 12 months decreased from 44 to 43%, while the percentage who say home prices will go down decreased from 19 to 14%. The share who think home prices will stay the same increased from 30 to 35%. As a result, the net share of Americans who say home prices will go up increased 4 percentage points month over month. My concern with that is, what do I care what Americans think about home prices? But this is a sentiment index, so I suspect that it's all about feelings. Mortgage rate expectations. The percentage of respondents who say mortgage rates will go down in the next 12 months remained unchanged at 4%, while the percentage who expect mortgage rates to go up increased from 56 to 58%. The share who think that mortgage rates will stay the same decreased from 30 to 28%. As a result, the net share of Americans who say mortgage rates will go down over the next 12 months decreased 2 percentage points month over month. Is there a bias in this study for mortgage rates going down? I think mortgage rates are going to stay about the same. That's my opinion. We're at like 4%. I think it's going to stay around 4%. My friend who's a mortgage lender, who knows no more than, any other mortgage lender, says he's at 4.25% for the year. It's not really high enough to cause issues with the market. Job concerns. The percentage of respondents who say they are not concerned about their losing their job in the next 12 months decreased from 82 to 78%. Now, when I was an employee of companies, I was always afraid I was going to lose my job. Now, I don't know if that was because I was a bad employee or if it was because I just was kind of more realistic and understood my place in the office. But I was always concerned I would lose my job. So I don't understand this positivity at all. While the percentage who say they are concerned increased from 16 to 17%, as a result, the net share of Americans say they are not concerned about losing their job decreased 5 percentage points month over month. Now, would you just be like, hey, I don't care if I lose my job? Like nonchalant about it? I mean, some people just aren't concerned about much. That's just not how they think. Household income, the percent of respondents who say their household income is significantly higher than it was 12 months ago remained increased from 23 to 26. My household income has gone down, while the percentage who say their household income is significantly lower decreased from 17 to 14%. Mine is significantly lower. The percentage who say their household income is about the same decreased from 59 to 56%. As a result, the net share of those who say their household income is significantly higher than it was 12 months ago increased 6 percentage points month over month. So good for those people that believe that. I don't know what to say. My income did not. I'm not predicting it do better. But I think that's the end today. I think that's where we'll leave it. I thought we had a good show. I thought it was a solid show. I think we covered a lot of points. I think this was a very, what I would call, tight. It was really compressed and very good. I hope you liked it. I always try to do better. If you do end up watching to the end of this live stream, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I'm trying to get monetized and it's not going as easily as you would think. By that, I mean, I pick up like 1 subscriber every month. And since I need 1,000, I don't even know if I have 1,000 months left on Earth. So anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow